Media. We're all exposed to it every day. Throughout the years, media has been growing exponentially. Because of this, there isn't a second that passes that we aren't reminded of a TV show, a movie, or a catastrophic event. In some way, this is a good thing. I mean, entertainment is important to any society around the world. But why? Why is entertainment so important? Because it makes you escape from your own reality. As horrific or nice your reality is, you will want to escape it one way or the other. This can be seen in the first scene of Darren Aronofsky's Requiem for a Dream. How Sarah Goldfarb locks herself inside a closet, ignoring the crude reality of his own son stealing her TV. The film tells the story of a disillusioned society where happiness is only superficial or simply non-existent, where people try to find their true happiness, which consumes and destroys them gradually. The film is a representation of how media, drugs, success are all addictions, which serve as an escape from reality. In its four different perspectives, Henry's, Sarah's, Marion's, and Tyrone's, the film shows how, using addictions, these characters want to escape reality, even though some of them, like drugs, at first look worse than others. Media and success, as said before, drive you to an equally painful destination. In this video, I'll look into the brilliance of the editing style, the hidden meanings throughout the film, and the philosophy behind it. The use of split screens are seen since the beginning of the film, creating a fabricated closeness to the characters who are in actuality as alone as they can be. Cameras are attached to the characters during scenes of intensity, the cameras shaking right as they are. Also, the scenes of Sarah in her apartment are shown in a wide-angle lens to create a sense of claustrophobia. The quick cuts that happen when the characters take drugs, each of the steps of the process are quickly cut together with a specific sound effect representing each cut. The director also uses extreme close-up, letting the pills fill the screen, because that's all the characters are thinking about. This technique not only gets us used to the pattern of drug addiction, as the characters are, but also highlights how just quick and fleeting the euphoria of drug addiction is. The moments of bliss under the drug addiction are so brief compared to the moments of despair that it becomes this untamable force, the desire of which ends up consuming the character's whole. Also, the sound of being imprisoned is heard in transitions between seasons. This not only foreshadows the ending, also tells us how each character is internally locked up in their addiction. The feeling of escapism is present throughout the whole film. This is shown by the first scene when Sarah traps herself inside the closet and says,
"This isn't happening. And if it should be happening, it would be all right. So don't worry, Seymour. It'll all work out. You'll see already. In the end, it's all nice."
For this part of the video, I will only use the screenplay to get a better understanding of the hidden meanings throughout the film. Each character in the screenplay is described in a particular way, especially Tyrone and Marion. We first see Tyrone playing skillfully with a yo-yo. The screenplay describes him as a man in his young 20s. Growing up is a big part of Tyrone's arc throughout the whole film. From the flashback he has before he is about to have sex with a woman, to when he's in prison in his last scene, showing how much he has betrayed the promise of making it that young Tyrone made to his own mother. Also, when Tyrone is having sex with a woman mentioned before, you can hear the sound of kids playing, implying how much he has changed and grown up from being the little kid that is shown in the flashbacks. Marion in the screenplay is described as a beautiful, fresh girl. Also, when Henry and Sarah are talking, they say,
Marion Silva, remember?
Oh, Silva?
Yeah.
Of course. Manhattan Beach. He's got a house on the Esplanade. Garment business.
In this conversation, it's implied that Marion lives in Manhattan Beach, the place where later on we see Henry having flashbacks of Marion on a red dress. Talking about these dream sequences that show twice throughout the whole film, when Henry on Sunny Pyre running towards Marion wearing a red dress. This red dress looks exactly like the one Sarah is trying to fit into with her diet pills, further connecting both of the characters and their obsessions into one. and find hope. It also is implied that Marion's parents own a garment business, which is similar to the arc of Marion of wanting to have their own clothing line. In a conversation with Henry and Marion, she says,
But I don't get it. Why are you so hard on your folks? I mean, they give you everything. They hook you up with an apartment, with a crocus shrink.
Which is fine, it's great. It's just money is never what I really wanted from them, That's pretty much all I have to give.
Why don't you get away from them?
How am I gonna do that?
I don't know. What about your clothes? These sketches are great. Open up a store.
Can't.
Why not?
Then when will I have time to...
it's exactly what Marion, throughout the whole film, fights to be successful, to be better than her fake and selfish parents. Showing in her last scene, where at the foot of Marion's couch are the torn off, smeared sketches of her designs, implying that she, by doing a horrible act, has achieved a fake success, as well as a sense of beauty, implying the screenplay when she says to Henry, "You make me feel like a person," which once again comes by as a false sense of happiness, since at that same moment, both of them are under heroin. Fakeness is shown throughout the people in the film, from the introduction where Henry says hello and is greeted by a chorus of fake, sarcastic hellos, to the whole arc of the character of Sarah expressed better in the scene.
It's a reason to get up in the morning. It's a reason to lose weight, to fit in a red dress. It's a reason to smile. It makes tomorrow all right. What have I got, Harry? Why should I even make the bed or wash the dishes? I do them. But why should I? I'm alone. Your father's gone. You're gone. I got no one to care for. What have I got, Harry? I'm lonely. I'm old.
A false sense of happiness is Sarah's only desire, whether there be by eating fats, being on television, or by constantly repeating about her son and her gone husband. In the last scene of the film, where Sarah is imagining her appearance on television and her winning the great prize, this great prize being her own son. This is something far from reality. The fakeness on Sarah's happiness ends up with her going insane and humiliating herself towards her friends, the same friends she at first wanted to impress, as said in the screenplay in a scene cut from the movie. Then they notice that water is dripping down Sarah's leg and into the floor. Sarah has urinated on herself.
This is crack, rock cocaine. It isn't glamorous or cool or kid stuff. It's the most addictive kind of cocaine, and it can kill you. Everybody wants to be cool, but doing it with crack isn't just wrong. It could be dead wrong.
Since we were young, we have been all told how bad doing drugs is. Our teachers, parents, doctors tell us never try them. Yet in pop culture, especially in films, drugs are glorified. We even go as far as to give them names, as if they were real people, except better because they will never judge you, never abandon you, never question you. It doesn't only apply on the use of heroin or any illegal drug. Binging on desserts because you just can't stop. You're hungry. So hungry. You need this. You deserve this. This world is cruel. I feel fat and ugly. This sense of wanting to feel accepted, but at the same time wanting to escape reality, is portrayed as escapism, which is a fundamental part of human nature. We are all incomplete people who are fooled into thinking only love can cure us. Now in Requiem for a Dream, One word sticks to mind, that is prison. The characters are all trapped in their self-imposed prisons. The world is gone and they are plugged into a drug-filled fantasy that unfortunately is never long enough to satisfy their craving. But they are too quickly yanked back into cold reality. But by then, they have already sent themselves falling into desperation, paranoia, and despondency. As the social philosopher Ernest Bloch wrote in his book, The Principle of Hope, that explores the utopism and the utopian impulses present in art, literature, religion, and other forms of cultural expression, quote, "The work against anxiety about life and the machinations of fear is that against its creators, who are for the most part easy to identify, and it looks in the world itself for what can help the world. This can be found. How richly people have always dreamed of this, dreamed of the better life that might be possible. Everybody's life is pervaded by daydreams. One part of this just stale, even inverting escapism, but another part is provocative. Is not content just to accept the bad which exists, does not accept renunciation." In this brief explanation, Bloch tells us about the daydreaming, which is a vital part of Requiem for a Dream, singing the two sequences of Henry dreaming to be free and loved. How Henry sees freedom is by doing drugs, which result quite the opposite, but how Henry sees love is simply unreachable, since his addiction is what makes the fakeness of his relationship between Marianne and his mother is what Henry pictures to be true love, a love that goes away after his father's death, which led to Henry's mother, Sarah, to lose what made her meaningful and become what his son hides with the use of drugs. Later on, we see how Sarah has fallen into the same hole as Henry, living in the illusion that everything is alright. In conclusion, Requiem for a Dream, when it was first released, was a film that many felt depressing and pro-druggish. Seeing this movie the first time will probably depress you, not because of the violent third act, but because of the message that the film gives us. A message that goes forward from "don't do drugs." What the film is saying towards its audiences is how everyone is addicted to feeling meaningful, to have a purpose, and how the desire of wanting to mean something lead us to find a fakeness sense of purpose, which led us to start thinking about finding our own purpose, and to be just some kind of spectacle to the public.